I believe we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. I came to party. Hope you did too. Oh boy. It's good, everybody. How's it hanging? Oh, welcome back to episode 6 of the Raw Report. I know I promised I was going to do an episode a lot sooner than, I don't know, like a month ago. Sorry, things happened, life happens, and all that other good stuff. But anyway, I'm here. Thanks for joining me here. Today is 6/26/2020. Comic shops have been open for about a month now, and a couple of pulls. Got a couple of good ones. A couple of nothing really too special, but I don't know. Just thought I'd catch up with you guys and see how y'all doing. Kind of getting my eBay store up and running and having a lot of things going on. And oh, there's the slide change. Yeah, like I was saying, episode 5. Oh, actually no, that's so wrong. It's episode 6. See what happens? Poor editing. Whoever the editor is, they should be fired. That's me. So anyway, thank you again for joining me, guys. If you don't know who I am, thanks for checking out my comic book video here, because it's what I do. Is I buy comic books. Ooh, it's a talent. It's pretty cool, actually. So yeah, it's June now, and we've got comic book shops reopening back up. A couple of good books that have come out. Might have missed a couple of variants. A couple of things this week. I'll get into some of those books here in a second there, but wait for the slide to change over. The slide's supposed to change over once a minute, so we're gonna see if this works here. Oh, there it goes. All right, so venturing on to the next slide here. I'm actually going to fast forward this. So yeah, I have actually trimmed the beard again. I actually just trimmed it a couple of minutes before coming on here. So that's how it goes. But anyway, here's the news that you need to know. If you haven't found me on eBay, this is where I am actually uploading a ton of my books. Please come and visit me. UltraMaximus X is my username on eBay. Please, again, like the page. Share the page, bookmark the page, whatever you want to do, because that's where I'm putting up a lot of my books. But if you're seeing me sell books on eBay, there are other places that I'm obviously going to be advertising my books for sale. That's of course going to be like Instagram and Facebook and things like that. So please, though, I mean, if you don't have Instagram, eBay is definitely a good place. I do try to take really huge DPI scans of my books, because I know that's what you guys really want. You want to see what the book looks like. So that's what I'm doing. And of course, my packaging methods are reinforced cardboard all around the book, and then reinforced cardboard around the cardboard, and then in an envelope. Priority mail insured. So I got a pretty good shipping calculations and stuff like that. I haven't had any issues. So, but I do ship insured just in case, because you never know what's going to happen with some of that stuff. So this thing was supposed to be playing, but yeah, it's not looping. So all right. Also, yeah, like I said, you can find me on Instagram. And of course, if you find me on Instagram, and I'm going to start advertising more and more books there. I haven't really been active on my Instagram account, so my apologies to that. But I plan on activating a lot more of the books that I have for sale on Instagram, because, of course, I'm going to run out of eBay auctions here soon. But yeah, anyway, so like me there too, and of course, find me on Facebook. Yeah, that's where I spend most of my time, because, of course, I manage multiple businesses, so I have multiple business pages. And that's kind of where I need to be. So Also, if you want to talk to me, just check me out on Twitter. I just follow a lot of comic book artists, but I'd be happy to know some of my subscribers, you know, what they're up to on Twitter. Cool stuff happens there. Twitter is also the cancerverse, so just be aware that, you know, it is quite cancerous to be there. But this was my week, and let me tell you something. You know, well, a little over a week here, but this is insane. Okay, so. Top left, I sold that Vengeance for $585. I sold the Venom 3 third print for $140. I sold the Venom 3 first print for $90. I sold the Invincible Iron Man for $200. I sold the Teen Titans for $162. And the Power Girl actually just sold before this podcast for $190. And the Deathstroke I sold for $20. I know everybody's like, oh, why is the Deathstroke $20? Oh, well, it's just a very low print Deathstroke, and it's also a Tyler Kirkham one, but everything up top. So, you know, in the world of flipping, guys, this is where it comes down to, again, invest in the first appearances that you really care about. So I went and collected, you know, as many of the first appearances of the Ultimates as I could, and that Vengeance #1 is, of course, that Diodato variant. So 1 in 15 variant, and of course the third print Venom 3 for Null. Null is just on fire right now. But more and more rumors about the Riri. I just think that we got Riri Williams coming back into play again, so that's why that Iron Man 7's popping up there. Of course, Batman Dark Knight Death Metal now is going to be the reason why, you know, Batman Who Laughs is going to be back on people's radar. So it's kind of cool to see some of these things popping back on people's radar, bringing, you know, older spec back again, and just kind of like reviving people's you know, knowledge of these books. But that Power Girl 27 is just a phenomenal cover. And thank you guys again for your business. It really, really helps out, especially in these trying times where my income is limited. And guess what, everybody? I live in Florida. Guess what happened today? Shut down the bars again. So as far as, you know, some of my methods of making money, that's out the window. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I'm not going to complain too much. But let's see here. Next slide. What do I got? What I got going on? So, what's in the box? So again, thank you guys for the eBay purchases and stuff like that. It helps me put the personal collection stuff I have in the box. And currently in the box, it's the flavor of the week, hip-hop variants. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's buying them. We've got Miles Morales really kind of, you know, blowing up as far as Spider-Verse and things like that, which is really cool because Miles is definitely, you know, he's the Spider-Man of a newer generation. I get it. Like, you talk to a lot of people my age, and they're like, Wally West is my Flash, and that's why they were really, really pissed off when, you know, Rebirth happened or New 52 happened. They were really happy when Rebirth happened because that's how they brought back Wally. But then they were really, really sad at what they did with Wally, making him a murderer. But you know, these are the times we live in. You know, things are crazy. I will say this though. The flavor of the week is definitely hip-hop variants, and I went and counted because I did assemble the entire hip-hop variant run earlier. There are 147 hip-hop variants. So out of these hip-hop variants, you're going to have a couple of them that are going to be incentive variants, and of course, that's what these are. The Deadpool and the Inhumans are the 1 in 100 incentive variants that you had for the hip-hop variants. And when I specifically say hip-hop variants, I'm talking about these here that actually are, you know, the black bars top and bottom. They were specifically labeled hip-hop variant. You got a lot of the Run the Jewels variants out there that are being classified as a hip-hop variant. You've got that one Guardians of Infinity Guardians of Infinity variant, which has Thing battling that one dude, and they're calling that one a hip hop variant too. But no. These are hip hop variants. The Deadpool 1 in 100 variant on a 90,000 print run. The Inhuman, or I'm sorry, sales figures. Let me back that up for a second. Yeah, I've been meaning to correct myself on this. Anytime we're talking about you know, numbers reported by Comic-Con, I'm referring to them as sales figures because that's what they are. We don't have, you know, official, you know, print runs on anything. But that Deadpool had a sales figure of 90,000, which would put 9,000 of these 1 in 100s, you know, about there. you know, that's, you got to figure, you know, Marvel definitely, if they sold that many, they probably printed pretty close to that number. Now, people don't care. This thing blew up. This book sells for $200 on the regular. It was selling for the $200 on the regular, but you know what? The Inhumans on the right there, that one originally out the gate was super hard to find because nobody was ordering. Of All New Inhumans #5, you had to order like some sick amount of another book, and that one was. These are all percentage qualifiers in order to unlock the ability. So the Inhumans, in order to order it, you had to order 100 copies of it, and it was a book that nobody was really reading. Versus the remainder of these things, which were percentage qualifiers, which you actually had to order, you know, like 200% of the previous book in order to unlock the ability to order as many of the hip hop variants as you wanted. So it does make the rarity of the hip hop variants very much. I mean, a total print run or total sales figures. Go and look up the total sales figures for a lot of these books and just see exactly what they're talking about here, because I guarantee you, you know, looking up also in Diamond, seeing what the qualifiers were. A lot of them were 150, 175, 200% qualifiers. So there were a lot of stores that didn't order these. I tracked down the entire set, and let me tell you something. I had to comic conventions, long boxes on the floor, you know, going through these things. Everybody, you know, initially had these things, but you could tell which ones were hard to find. The hard to find ones were like the later, towards the end. At the end of the run, these things were, again, super high qualifiers in order to try to, you know, to get them in the stores. But these, you know, the 1/100s, these weren't, you know, people just had to order 100 copies, but he still commanded a lot of money. But again, the Inhumans, that one did fall. However, if these things are going to, you know, start to gain popularity again, expect that Inhumans to rise and lose, you know, lose that low dollar right now as people try to put together full runs. Because again, there's 147 of these that I don't think there's really very many people out there who have got a full run together, but there might be a few people who might try. So if you're going to try, best of luck to you. It took me a while. But there's something I do want to point out. So there's, on a couple of these, there are, like on this one, on the left is the first print, on the second is this, on the right is the second print. So be on the lookout for these, and of course the color differences. Of course, this is the Hydra Captain America. So this is the first appearance of a Hydra Cap. This one does technically have a first appearance in it, because at the end of this run we do find that the Cosmic Cube had created another version of Cap, a Hydra version, basically an exact opposite of him, a polar opposite or whatever. So expect this one to count as a first appearance. And if it counts as a first appearance, it's to that second appearance probably going to be a really tough to come by book. Now, there was another one that was a second print, and that is the America #1. So America Chavez, like in that that Vengeance #1, 1 of 15 I just sold. That right there is her hip hop variant. So she had a hip hop variant, and then she had a second print hip hop variant. So her and Captain America were the only ones that actually had a second print hip hop variant. So that might be the reason why, if you're like looking through your list, you're like, I only see 144. You're gonna be like, wait, where are these other 3 that UltraMaximus found? Well, one more kind of solid one coming in here for you. So this is another thing you need to pay attention to. So this right here, the Silver Surfer #1, there were 2 different covers for this thing. So you've got a small surfer with the Galactus ship up in the top left-hand corner in the clouds, and then you got the grown-up version of the surfer. They do have 2 different barcodes though. So, you know, this may be on some people's radar, may not be. If you are trying to put together this run, you definitely need to know the difference between these 2. So there those are. Pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed it. So as to what else is going on, so yeah, you know, the flavors of the week, one big book, and this is definitely going to be the big book, the big flavor of the week. So Donny Cates, you know, again, the guy responsible for the Good Venom run, the Go Null, the whole Null storyline. He's taken the hands of of Thor, and you know, we're at issue 5 right here, and this is apparently the first appearance of the Black Winter. So the Black Winter reveals himself in some of the last pages of the book, and he says that Galactus is his herald. Like he's another member of the survivor of the previous universe. So that's kind of big, man. I mean, that means that he's responsible for creation of the Celestials and all sorts of other stuff. So this may be a mega key going in the future. And it was kind of on a lot of people's radar just because there's a lot of people out there reading Kate's Thors right now. And I guess it's pretty cool. You know, say what you want about it, but this is probably a book you want to grab if they're still on the shelves. Today's Friday. I would be going back to your stores and I'd be grabbing them if they are still on your shelves. Grab at least a copy or two. If you can find the variant. I missed out on a variant for $20. I'm kicking myself right now because they are doing extremely, extremely well in the aftermarket. So definitely keep an eye on that. That's basically all the flavors of the week for you. But yeah, so other than that, you know, if you guys got anything you'd like to say, you know, leave me a comment. I'd like to say thank you again for checking out and subscribing. I noticed I got about 36 subscribers, which is cool. You know, I'm just doing this thing kind of just because I enjoy it. So I don't know about future content, but I know that I'd like to get a little bit more organized and offer a little bit more for my audience and stuff like that, and just in general, basically for comic books and things like that. But at the same time, right now we're in a COVID shutdown, so if you are fortunate enough to be getting that unemployment, I am in the transportation industry, so unfortunately, until they pass a transportation bill, not going to be happening for me. I've got a couple other side hustles though, thankfully, so I'm not destitute and starving, and thankfully, getting some good sales. So I'll be listing. I got some monstrous books that I got to get through. I got to get a couple of them through the press, and then a couple of them are going to be hitting my eBay page. So, I mean, even if you're not buying from me, just check out my eBay page for what I'm listing because it's going to be wicked. I've been traveling to a couple of different states and just grabbing books when I see them and running into bargains and filling in holes and gaps in my collection and things like that. So, again, please like and subscribe if you can. Share the video link, of course. Anytime you share, somebody likes and subscribes to me, I'd be graciously appreciate it. If I get this thing hopping to whereas I can start giving away stuff for my subscribers, I'll do it. But nothing big enough to make that happen as of yet. But I do appreciate you guys checking me out and checking in with me. I ain't got nothing else going after this slide. So with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Again, UltraMaximus, nobody special, but I think I'm kind of cool. So thank you all for checking me out, and I will see you all